Hello everybody and welcome to Sin City Living. My name is Jason. I'll be bringing you today's episode. As always, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. We have a ton of content coming out for you guys every single week. We don't want you to miss a thing. Our usual shout out of appreciation to our patrons. All those tips and support are highly appreciated. It's only going to go towards making the channel better. We're hoping to add a lot more games to the channel, such as roulette, video keno, video poker, carnival games, things along those lines. We just want to do it right, which is going to be very expensive, so it's going to take some time. You could help us out if you wanted to. If not, no big deal. We appreciate you guys just tuning in, but if you're curious about it, go ahead and check the description down below this video on the patronage. And for our patrons, we do hope you are appreciating those patron-only exclusive videos we're putting out for you guys every single week. If you have anything you'd like to see, just email us on the site. We're more than happy to film it for you. As for the rest of you, please continue tuning in. We have, like I said, a ton of content coming out. And if you have any suggestions, questions, strategies, anything related to craps, baccarat, blackjack, pai gow, casinos, Vegas in general, just go ahead and shoot us an email at sincityliving@gmail.com. We absolutely love to shoot these videos for you guys. It is our favorite thing to do. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and jump into today's video. So for today's video, I want to go over and answer a common question that we get with a lot of our videos. A lot of people always ask us with these strategy videos, why place bets? And they'll point out things like, you know, the house edge is so much better with pass line bets. And they're absolutely right that the house edge is better with pass line bets when you include the come out rolls. However, once you get past the come out rolls, then the house edge is then it becomes a little bit different. It becomes a whole different ball game, because then you're looking at just roll to roll to roll, in which case then the odds of the pass line bet are the exact same as the odds of any particular number hitting. So you lose that portion of it. The house edge really only applies as far as the come out roll goes. So of course the house edge is better, and of course the house edge on odds is better. Much better, because there is no house edge. It is absolutely true odds. So odds are great, which is the advantage of a pass line bet, which therefore means that come bets should, of course, have similar advantages, and they absolutely do. What they lose with come bets is you lose your control. You lose your control of picking your number. Being able to pick your number, bet how much you would like to bet on a particular number. Now sure, you can do a put bet and send a come bet directly into the number, but then you just lost your house edge again because you lost the come out roll portion of the come bet. So why are place bets the most commonly used thing in strategies, and why is it considered the best way of betting? And why do dealers who see thousands, tens of thousands of rolls also play with place bets when we are playing? And it comes down to a few different things. The first thing that I will say it comes down to is control. Here's the thing. Let's say you have a come bet with some odds. Right? The odds really don't particularly matter. But you have a come bet. I have, now you've got we'll actually make this a little bit easier. You've got a $30, you've got $15 flat bet and 15 in odds. You have 30 in action. I have a $30 place bet. Now, ignoring the fact that this pays better than this by $2. What I really have, the true advantage I have, is I have control over this bet. I have complete and total control over this bet. With this bet, I have sacrificed control on a couple of things. First thing I sacrificed control on was my ability to pick a number. The fact that this came into the 8, which is a common and good number to be betting on, was just sheer random rolls of the dice. Could have gone to any number. So I lost the control of that aspect. I also have lost a little bit of control over how much I can bet with the come bet. My maximum odds is going to be based on my flat bet. Now, of course, I could increase my flat bet by literally just increasing it. You know, hey, add $5 to my flat bet. That's just a put bet. Assuming that the casino you're at allows put bets. Because again, there's a few casinos, not too many because it's part of the game, but there's a few casinos out here in Las Vegas that do not allow put bets. Very few, but they do exist. So of course I could increase my flat bet to give me ability to bet more odds, which would actually lead into another issue with another reason to do do place bets, but I want to finish what I'm saying. With the place bet, I have complete and total control over it. I can take it down, I can turn it off, I can make it smaller, I can make it larger. I can do whatever I want with it within the constraints of table minimum and table maximum. You cannot take your come bet down. You can take your odds down or turn your odds off, but the flat bet is locked in until a decision is made, win or lose. You have zero control over the flat bet. It is just there. With the place bet, again, like I said, I can turn it off. I can turn it on, I can make it smaller, I can make it larger, I can move it. I can do whatever I want to do with the place bet. That is huge for a lot of people. Now, most dealers, when we play, we're just going for it. We don't turn our bets off, turn them on, regress, move them around. We don't do any of that stuff for the most part. But a lot of players do, and it's a part of their strategy. A lot of players will turn their bets off after, say, 3 rolls of the dice, or something along those lines. So the ability to be able to turn your bets off becomes an integral part of your strategy. So having that control is, again, absolutely huge. Another issue is what I was saying. You could, of course, add to your flat bet and then increase your odds if you wanted to. The problem with that is that you run into a speed and an ease of use issue. With place bets, speed and ease of use is pretty much the word of the day. When it comes to place bets, it's the thing that is most focused on with dealers and trainees when we're teaching people how to deal this game. We really focus on the place bets and being able to pay them smoothly and quickly and manipulate them as needed. We have a number of drills and we teach a number of systems for 1 unit presses, 2 unit presses, full presses, cross presses, stuff like that. There's a lot of standardized moves that make it flow very smooth, that make it very, very, very quick. With the come bet, let's use an example. Let's say that we were on a 3-4-5 table. So therefore, a $10 flat bet would be allowed 50 odds. Now let's say we've got another come bet out, we've had a couple off and on. So we want to increase our bet. Person playing the place bets has probably already pressed a few times. So how are we going to be able to increase this? Well, we could say, press my come bet. Now what this does is, especially if it's the first time you're doing it, is it makes the dealer come to an absolute, complete, and total stop. Because it's going to take them a second to go, you want to do what? You're already at your max. Oh, okay. Oh, you want to press your flat bet and then press your odds. Because it's so rare, it's not something that is automatic. Most of what we do when we're dealing, if you guys have seen the video where Louis is dealing to me, you see how we deal on a day-to-day basis. And a lot of those presses that I put on him, by the way, were not standardized presses. So he had to build them as he went. And he still did them very quickly, very smoothly. Most of what we do is absolute muscle memory. We are not really thinking. We might be thinking a few things like calculating what the change may be and stuff like that for non-standard stuff. But again, they're things that we're doing so much that it's just flowing. It's just going. It's going quick. It's going smooth. It's going simple. Pressing flat bets to then press odds on come bets is something so incredibly rare that it's almost like a cognitive dissonance. Your brain just comes to a screeching halt for a second because it's so outside of how your brain is thinking for 8 hours every single day. And especially as we're in the middle of a roll and we're doing all the standard normal stuff that we do thousands of times every day. So it slows it down versus with your place bets, you're just clicking right along. Everything is quick, everything is smooth. You've got an ease of use on it. Again, very easy to use. It's also very easy for you to decide how you want to press it, what you want to press it, and keep it rolling without having to slow things down any. All right, which gets to the next advantage of place bets versus come bets, speed. A big part of playing this game is to just keep it flowing. People that have played, especially people that played a lot, or people that really understand the game and really know how to play, they want the game to be going. They don't want to stand there waiting for 2 minutes in between every single roll because somebody or multiple somebodies is slowing the game down. They want it to absolutely flow. You know, if an 8 hits and this hits the table, I don't even think. I already know where they're going. They're just going up to 42. It doesn't take me any thought, any time whatsoever. Before I even start paying, if it hits again and they say, you know, take me to 60, no problem. That's easy. I do it every single day. Quick, painless, smooth, fast. You know what? Take me to 90. Done. Sometimes they may even just say press press one unit, and we're just going to automatically take them to 90. We're not even going to think about that in any way, shape, or form. Take me to 150, sure, done. We don't think about it. We just go. We just move. It doesn't take us any time because place bets are super easy, super common. We do them all the time, so the game is just flying. Which leads to the final reason that place bets are so strong and so efficient. They're super efficient because of the standardized bets. The standardized bets, the standardized presses. Most strategies have very, very common stopping points with the bets. Very common amounts, dollar amounts. So the dealers see these hundreds, if not thousands of times every single week. So it's not something we think about. Again, it all flows super fast and super smooth. You don't end up, you very rarely end up with a $462 six. I'm not saying I've never had that. I certainly have. I've had a $498 six. But generally when you see a bet like that, the player is a little bit of a D-bag. Because it's such an oddball, weird bet. Still easy to pay, but it's such an oddball, weird bet. It's going to slow things down. It's going to look really ugly on the table too, but it's going to slow things down. Whereas things like, say, 450 to 600, that's a standardized bet. That's really, really, really easy to do. 600 to 900, 600 to 720. 720, easy bets to pay. 900, easy bets to pay. Standard stuff. That's why you very rarely see bets that go from 48 to 96. More often than not, you're going to see it from 48 to 90 because 90 is such a common standard press that we see it so much that it's smooth, it's quick, and it's not just easy for the dealer, it's easy for the player. It doesn't take a whole lot of time. If your bet is 4 different colors, you don't know what it pays. I see that all the time with players that even though they know exactly how these bets pay, they're sitting there cranking their head around, looking, squinting their eyes, trying to look at their bet to figure out what it pays so that they can figure out where they're going to press to next, which then again slows the game down. So those are the reasons that you see place bets as the most common part of most strategies. It's for all those reasons: ease of use, control, speed, standardization within the presses, within the amounts, and within the payouts. Everything flows really smooth, really fast, and it's really, really easy. As we've shown in the Power Press videos, it doesn't take a whole lot of hits for me to take a $10 bet to a $2,000 bet. And every single one of the presses that I use are ones that any dealer that has been dealing more than 6 to 12 months here in Vegas is going to be able to fly through without any hesitation whatsoever because they're all normal standard stuff. So I hope this answers the question that we get a lot from people. Is it odds-wise the best bet or house edge-wise? No, not really, but it's pretty close, and all the advantages you have with it certainly outweigh the what small disadvantages there may be. So thank you guys very, very much for watching. We appreciate you, and we will catch you guys next time. Bye now.